One of the issues that Phyllis Schlafly cared about and our organization works on is pro-life policies. And we've heard yesterday Barry Sullivan. We've heard videos of Janet Porter. We've talked about pro-life issues. And we were so excited and we're really proud to do this. So, we're supposed to be at Eagle Council this weekend together in the Trump National Hotel. And we expected that we would be giving Senator Steve Daines an Eagle Award in person because he was the first senator. Amazingly, Senator Steve Daines is from Montana, where we have a lot of great Eagles. I'm sure Eric Olson and others are watching this and will be spreading the word on the great policy achievements of Steve Daines. But I think he has a great career and he's been doing wonderful things. But he's the senator, Steve Daines, who said, let's start a pro-life caucus in the Senate. And for the pro-life community and the work we do with Phyllis Schlafly Eagles on pro-life issues, this was really exciting. He's hired some great staff. Andrew Guernsey, I say it wrong. How do you say it?
Andrew Guernsey.
Guernsey, I say it. I mess it up all the time. He's one of their staffers, high energy guy who helps us on this issue. So we, unfortunately, Senator Daines, we had to move our Eagle Council till January, so we can't be in person. But thank you for joining us by Skype. We really appreciate it. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, yeah. And so we're going to give you, when we see you, we'll come by your office. We're going to give you this great award. The Phyllis Schlafly started this award, the Eagle Award, and it says to Senator Steve Daines, with appreciation for your dedicated work for God, family, and country. And we're so grateful, especially when it comes to the pro-life caucus. So why? I think a little bit of a setup, but why wasn't there a pro-life caucus until you came along? I know it was your fearless leadership, but why wasn't there one before you?
I honestly don't have a good answer. I've asked a lot of why questions since I left the private sector after 28 years, and then I came into public service. And sometimes I just don't get a good answer. But all I can tell you now is we now have a pro-life caucus, and that's the most important thing. And I was just chatting with a couple of my strong pro-life Senate colleagues today after I landed. I flew in from Montana here this afternoon. Of course, we're talking about this Supreme Court nomination.
Yep.
And these are these moments. This is why we left whatever we were doing in our other life to come serve in Washington, D.C. are for moments like this, where we can make sure we put a strong, unwavering pro-life justice on the United States Supreme Court. This is a great moment.
Well, and I think Phyllis Schlafly taught that whether it was the platform or writing essays, writing books, when you put things down and organize them in words instead of just saying, "Hey, we're all a bunch of senators that are pro-life," you say, "Here's a pro-life caucus." It has an edifying effect, and so I really do salute you for taking the chance. I actually think probably there's some reason that some people don't want to necessarily have to be brought into a caucus. It sort of does pull them along. So salute to you for doing it. We have two questions, and I don't want to run out of time. We've been asking all of our participants on this Eagle Countdown. The first one is 3.5 years into President Trump's term. We've listed, I've done a book of 100 of the promises made, promises kept, the top ones. But what's your favorite, Senator? What's your favorite sort of Trump promise kept, his administration, policy achievement that you say, that one there, that really means a lot to me. I didn't see it coming, or I did see it coming, and that promise kept by the Trump administration is my favorite. What's yours?
For me, he is the most pro-life president in the history of our country. Mm-hmm. And normally when somebody runs for president, they'll say they're pro-life, but then when they govern, they disappoint.
Yeah.
President Trump has exceeded our expectations. He said he's pro-life, and he's delivered. This will be the third Supreme Court justice will have a chance to move forward here with President Trump. And so at the end of the day, if you don't get life right, you can't get any other issues right. I mean, you can't have liberty and the pursuit of happiness without first having that fundamental right to life. So I start with that. And the fighting unwaveringly in terms on some of these budget fights we've had in appropriations. When the President Trump, I sent him a letter with 43 of my colleagues had signed it saying, President Trump, will you veto any budget bill that in any way compromises any Hyde provisions or Mexico City?
Right.
And President Trump said, he said, yes, I will veto it. And so by putting everybody on notice at that point, if you remember, it was a couple of years ago, that just assured we had the answer to the test before we took the test. And I'll never forget that him coming, it was a March for Life rally, if you remember that. I remember I was speaking out there in the mall, and the president mentioned that and says, I got the letter, and I'm vetoing any appropriation budget that compromises anything we have on our pro-life victories that have gone on over many years. So I think that's the great moments for me.
Boy, Senator Steve Daines, I'm so glad we had this chance, because that's a great example of an answer to that question that I wouldn't have got to. We talked about pro-life, but his response to your letter and you sending the letter again was such a smart move in terms of locking people in. Now, the second question I asked people, and this on the Eagle Countdown, we talked to all these leaders and folks that come on, is what do we do from here? 42 days left. Now, I have to say I'm secretly very happy to have a fight over a Supreme Court justice for someone like you in a race where your opponent will have to answer the question, are you for or against a pro-life conservative for the court? Hopefully he'll have to answer. I don't know if he hides in his basement like Vice President Biden. But for 42 days, we got a lot of eagles across the country and folks that are saying, what do we do? How do we help people get out the vote? What do you tell people as we go into this incredible season that they can do to help you do your job as a pro-life leader, help folks succeed in the coming election? Give us a little of your thoughts on that, please.
Well, first of all, there could not be a more radical difference in contrast between my pro-life views and my opponent's view. He vetoed the Baby Born Alive bill. A baby that is born as a result of a botched abortion, you've got to protect the baby. He vetoed that. That's infanticide. He vetoed the pain-capable bill that stops late-term dismemberment abortions at 20 weeks or later. So there's such a contrast. We have to make sure our pro-life faith voters get out and make this happen. Because at the end of the day, whoever gets the most votes wins. We just have to make sure everybody votes and gets out and is mobilized. And I agree with you. I think the Supreme Court battle is going to be helpful to mobilize and energize our people.
Well, let me say thank you, Senator. I know we squeezed you in because you got a lot happening. Senator Steve Daines of Montana, thank you for founding the Pro-Life Caucus in the U.S. Senate and for coming and spending time with us. We'll look forward to in January, as after you got sworn in for another term and we have the same president in his second term, we'll have our Eagle Council here and we'll get you in person. But we'll see you before to give you the award and encourage you in your pro-life stances. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. God bless all of you, and let us continue to work hard here and trust the outcome to his victory. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll do it. Thank you very much. Senator Steve Daines, thanks very much.